All right, we have another set of formulas for you. We have the if-then statements that we looked at earlier, and we're going to kind of get into true, false, or statements. So I'll start you off with probably the easiest one, the checkbox in zzTakeoff. If you use a checkbox, it will act as a true or false, but true equals 1 and false equals 0. So in this case, I could take point count and multiply it times if we want to include it in the bid, this checkbox. So of course, if I uncheck it, it'll multiply it times 0, which means 0. You can see here on the right. And if I check it, it'll multiply it times the point count. Okay, of course you could do more formulas and have all that fun. Okay, so that's one true false. In fact, I'm going to put in there true false, just so we can kind of see it. Okay. Now another one is, I like this one, the and statement. Okay. So what it's saying in this one, we have two separate functions. Okay, we have point count is greater than 10 or equal to 10, excuse me, then the answer is going to be 1, which is a positive number. If it's a negative, if it's, let's say, less than 10, then it'll be a negative or a 0. So it's kind of acting like that multiplier, the yes, no, or the checkbox, right into the statement. But now it's saying and, the and means and, if the width is greater or equal to 3, then it's a 1. Otherwise, it's a 0. So what it's saying is both of them have to be true in order to be positive, because a negative times a positive is a negative, and a positive times a negative is a negative. So, in fact, let's take off this right here and see how it went to true. Okay, I've got 10 counts on this. If I change this to, let's go 12, you'll see that it goes false. We'll go back to 10, and now it's back to true. The width, let's go with greater than 9. See how it went false? So let's go back to 2. So what we're doing is we're creating that positive versus negative. It has to be a combination. This times this equals a positive or a negative, and then you can say times if you want 1, or if you want times point count, it doesn't really matter. We'll just say 1 in this case, and it gives us how many we need. Let's do point count just for fun. Okay, times, and of course I could have used this drop down, would have been better. See, now it gives us 10 because our point count's 10. So that's another way. Okay, so you have and where it has to be, both of them have to be positive or yes answers in order to get this. Okay, so now this next one is a little more confusing, but it's either or, and this little stand-up thing, which is to the on top, if you use shift and I think it's /, you see those two bars, that means or. So if the point count is greater than 10, then yes, or equal to 10, excuse me, then it's yes. Okay, so positive. But, or, if this is positive, then the answer is going to be either one has to be positive in order for it to be a true statement. So right here, let's go erase that, and right now we have a true statement. So, but is the point count greater than 12? It is. That's okay. It's not, but this one's true. So if I come down here and say greater than 5, weight equal to greater than 5, let's go 7. See how it went to false? So I can come in here and say times point count if I want, or I'm just going to say 1 to make it simple. Okay, so it's a 0 because it's canceled out. But if I go back down here and go to 5, okay, so while this one's not true, this one is. So either or will give you a positive answer, okay? Or both or has a positive answer, obviously. So what it's doing is saying it's either or, and that's what the little brackets mean. Hopefully that helps you out with your moving forward in your advanced formulas in zzTakeoff. Thanks for watching. Bye.